I'm very comfortable today. What are you guys doing today on your lovely Sunday? So yeah, we're gonna be watching MILF Manor at the end, towards the end of the stream, and then I found something insane, guys. You're not gonna believe it. Okay, I don't know if you guys know Hasanabi, Hassan Piker. A lot of you guys don't like him because he's not right-wing. He's a political commentator is who he is. But the reason why we're going to watch him, even though you guys don't like him, is because he actually was listening in on a Twitter Spaces that had a bunch of Fintwit people in it. I think Tara Bull was in it. I think Stock Talk Weekly, okay? He's always in Twitter Spaces. Weekly. Or is it it's Stock Talk Weekly, yeah. He's in it. He's kind of leading it. And then there's the other guy. I don't remember his name. But anyway, a lot of guys you're going to recognize. And so Hassan reacts to that. And I love to see the other side. Because Fintwit is very like, you know, blinders on most of the time. And I like to see the other side of the argument. So I haven't changed my opinion on Elon Musk since I downloaded the Twitter app. Okay, I've never changed my opinion. I've always... Is that true? I think that's true. So I did change my opinion about Elon Musk one time. And the only time I changed it was, obviously, I used to really like him. When he first started blowing up and he was doing, like, Tesla started, right? I was like, this is so cool. Like, he's really going to make some major, major differences on the planet. And he's going to be remembered as this, like, crazy genius. I really liked him, and I backed him 100%. But then he had to get a little nutty with it. He had to get a little unhinged. And now it's crazy because it's like he became conservative, right? Like, he started liberal and he became conservative. And that's so stupid. Like, who... And this isn't my take. This is also Hassan's take that I was watching earlier today. But who's buying Teslas? Okay? It's not the guys in the Canadian truck rally driving their lifted diesel trucks. Those guys aren't buying Teslas, okay? They like V8s, mud, grit, guns. Yeah! The guys buying Teslas are liberals, okay? They're getting the Teslas. So I wanted to react to that because I watched a little bit of it and I was like, nah, I gotta stream this. I have to. I gotta stream it. And so we're gonna kind of watch that in a few minutes here. I already have it loaded up. So I'd say without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm pumped. Yes, effing way, Jess. I know, it's actually nuts. I love when this happens, like two worlds that you like collide in the most interesting way. So I like Hassan Piker and I like Fintwit, and they're colliding in just the most epic way. And I have to show you guys. I have to. I don't have a choice. You have to see it. It's insane. All right. So one thing to know, like before going into it, my man Stock Talk Weekly. I actually really like Stock Talk Weekly. I think for the most part, he has some pretty good takes. He's a good guy, almost at 200,000 followers. He runs, obviously, Twitter Spaces, and he's got a paid Discord. I'm not sure how much he himself participates in the paid Discord. I think it's pretty light, but he has a team of really good traders in there. Oh, Trend Spider follows me. Let's fucking go. Anyway, he's mostly like a news source now, kind of like Unusual Whales, but more so like Gurgavin. They kind of do like sort of opinion-based news, whereas Unusual Whales used to be more opinion-based, and he actually stepped back. Unusual Whales does more, like, he tries to do unopinionated stuff. He changed recently, and now instead of saying what he thinks, he kind of puts the question on his followers. He's like, okay, this happened and this happened. What's your take on it? And he doesn't really post his opinion. He does it in rare occasions, and when he does, it's awesome. But that's kind of the background a little bit on Stock Talk Weekly. And the other thing, too, is that... Why, dude? Don't do this. The other thing, too, is that Stock Talk Weekly is a massive Elon Musk fan, I guess. And he's a 15-year Tesla stock investor. So you kind of need to know that going into it. He does state that in the video. But we're going to watch this. And hey, settle in, guys. Get your favorite drink and get a snack because this is about an hour long, and it's just pure gold. So we're gonna kind of jump into this. I guess right now, there's no reason to wait. So the whole point is like Fintwit is obsessed with Elon Musk, and I don't know why, because he's a piece of shit. Let's watch. This is good. Just make sure it's at the right part.
The most that they fucking found was like,
oh, it's about to start.
Like he didn't disclose his filings. Like that's it.
This is awesome.
God, I hate the Democratic Party so fucking much, dude.
I had to kind of dig this up too. It wasn't that easy to find. This guy right here brings it up.
Impact a Fed rate level is of this of
This is
on the order of
live.
5%.
Elon is live right now.
If we are in a deflationary environment, which I think we are in.
So yeah, that's a good point too, Jess. This video actually came out a month ago, December 23rd, but the Twitter Spaces was on December 22nd. So obviously this is just the VOD that I had to dig up from this VOD channel. But this is a month old. So this happened last month, right before Christmas. And I remember listening to this Twitter Spaces.
We are in a deflationary environment. 100% agree
Objectively,
with you.
we are.
And you know, in 2021 we sold,
What?
So there's
What just happened?
Yeah, classic Fintwit Twitter Spaces just being so fucking glitchy.
Happened.
Your mic cut out there, I think.
Yeah, you cut out.
That's Stock Talk Weekly. That voice.
Elon, one comment I wanted to ask you on Twitter, Elon specifically. You know, the other day you tweeted
right
about
here's our boys.
You know, if you were to step down as CEO, you'd stay on as head of software and servers. And you know, from my perspective, I've been a Tesla investor since 2015, Elon, and like, you know, my view of you at Tesla is that like a lot of your excellence comes from your vision and your ability to delegate talent. So I guess my question to you would be,
Your excellence.
and I'm not saying I'm in the school of thought of some people that believe that you're not working on Tesla and SpaceX. I believe that you are, and I think that people just have a misrepresentation by reading your feed that you're not. But you know, that being said, why is it that you feel, I guess, at this juncture, that you can't delegate, you know, a handful of talent that you trust, who share your vision, to run the Twitter side while you focus on some of the bigger?
The glazing, dude. Holy moly. You're excellent.
I mean, as I said at the beginning of the call,
dude, people are riding Elon's dick
for
dear life. Like they're about to fall off the train and fucking die on the tracks if they don't hold on to that dick and glaze it, dude.
I don't understand it. It's actually so
now that
true.
is basically almost entirely done.
Milord!
And then I've got to make sure that the engine of engineering at
Your Holiness, Milord!
Otherwise, Twitter cannot develop new features. But in the grand scheme of things, the amount of actual cognitive load that Twitter represents is low. I mean, it is a much simpler problem than Tesla or SpaceX, obviously, by a country mile. So I would say it was like high cognitive load for about a month. At this point, it is a moderate cognitive load. A month from now, it'll be.
I'll show you my cognitive load.
And if I look back and say like, okay, what are actions that could have been taken? What was there something that
Sorry.
I failed to do at Tesla that could have been done and would have improved our execution? I literally cannot think of a single thing.
Maybe if you didn't shit on all of your customers. Maybe you didn't shit on all of your customers and say the libs are fucking stupid. That's your entire customer base.
This is really great to hear you say. I think a lot of investors have sort of wanted to hear you say that and just reaffirm that you're committed to Tesla. I think those of us who know you know that your commitment to Tesla hasn't changed, but the perception people see on the internet can be very skewed sometimes.
Elon, can you talk about the issues in China and outlook on SAR? I know, Tesla's been able to sell and increase penetration and market share in EVs for many years, but now that it's at a larger scale, global auto SAR was at 66.7 million units in 2021. U.S. SAR is at 14.1 million. Outlooks for next year in the U.S. and overseas are on the decline, and prices are also declining, like you said.
This which dude? Oh, Special Situation or this Whole Mars guy? I think you're talking about Whole Mars, right? Special Situation. Am I still following him? Where the fuck did he go? What's his at? I had him on my show. Where the fuck is he? Here he is.
Agree we're in an auto deflationary environment when it comes to prices.
Yes, objectively so. Yeah.
Can Tesla potentially, when it comes to unit sales, can Tesla continue to increase unit sales in this type of environment?
He's in a space right now.
Or will it have to provide more incentives, or
how
are you planning to?
Oh no! Or no! What the fuck? He loves Elon. What is this? Oh no. Oh no. He's a big Elon guy. Let's go. Driver Mars. That's pretty sick. Yesterday I traveled 81 miles in my Tesla from San Francisco to Palo Alto and back without doing any driving. Tesla full self-driving beta handled it all. Isn't that getting like recalled though? Like aren't they taking that away? You've never been older than you are right now. Let that sink in. What? Yo, he does love Tesla. Especially, like, do you know how horny people are for Tesla right now? Look at the stock recently. I'm getting so sick of seeing Tesla on the timeline. Gonna retest 200 maybe. Anyway.
It's hard to fucking. No one wants to be contentious towards him. Like, it's just annoying.
These issues that are outside of your control.
I hate that shit. Like, people don't. There's no pushback on him because he's like he's like their god. Especially this dude.
I'm just telling you, like, factually, if you since the vast majority of cars are bought on credit.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
A high interest rate, high real interest rate, is literally just like increasing the price of the car. So in order to keep demand constant, you would have to therefore decrease the price of the car. It's the only that's if you want to keep demand constant, and if you want to increase demand, you have to decrease the price of the car further. This is just this is like Econ 101 stuff. So that's the situation we have. It's kind of blown my mind that the Fed has raised rates so high. They're just dealing with old information, and it's like basically like the economy right now is like a car, driving around on a cliffside road, and the Fed is driving it by looking out the rear view mirror. In fact, it's not even looking at the rear view mirror; it's looking at a video taken out of the rear view mirror that's like 3 months old. So obviously, this is not a good way to drive a car in a windy cliff road. So they're just very old school and traditional, and I think we're in for a hard landing. That's based on like I said, you have to think like like for argument's sake,
he can't talk.
No one is even
if you have a risk-free
duping
rate,
him with a hard question, and he's still flubbing.
Higher than
how about you
from
landing
the
this
S&P,
fucking take, dude?
Which obviously has fluctuations. Why would anyone have stock?
That's a good point.
I mean, we're buying bonds. We're buying preferreds. We're at 11-12% yields. You can buy the T-Flow. Everyone on here, there's ETFs. They're floating rate instruments. You can easily earn high single digits, double digit return in very low risk securities today. So I 100% agree with you. Why would you buy residual interest equity securities in risky companies? I 100% agree with your thought process. In an environment like this, now we don't expect rates to stay here forever, but it's a good question
Right.
everyone should ask themselves.
Yeah, I mean the exactly, and so like probably what's going to happen, it sounds like based on the Fed signaling, is they'll increase rates by another 50 basis points next month, and then my guess is they'll again, I felt like I have a hotline to Jerome Powell. If somebody knows Jerome Powell, please tell him to stop raising interest rates. It was insane.
I feel like you could get him on the phone if you really wanted to.
I think so.
At this point.
Is he allowed to talk to me?
Sure.
Well, he doesn't have a Twitter account. I'm pretty sure he's allowed to talk to you.
Talk to business leaders, totally.
Let's get this set up. Let's do it on Twitter Spaces. That would be a conversation.
That'd be sick.
Elon versus the Fed on
That'd be
Twitter.
sick.
Twitter's valuation
Yeah.
would pop on that too, right? You
That'd
get
be
a
sick,
whole
dude.
new batch of listeners.
Well, it's the whole market,
Yeah, we should get the Fed on and say, hey, let's get back to quantitative easing. Actually,
is the double whammy effect of if you're looking at it
because my Tesla stock's not doing great.
rates will reduce the profitability of any company selling something that is dependent on the price of debt, because cars are bought with leases and loans. So people look at their monthly payment, and so you have basically a demand/profitability issue with higher interest rates, and then which then reduces profitability, obviously, and then in general the valuation of all equities drops with the increase in the real interest rate. That's the double whammy effect that I'm talking about. Now this will not last forever. They'll I don't know.
By the
they'll
way,
see okay, they've gone too far, and then start lowering the rate. And then it's a
I
question
posted my fit pick
at
on
what rate do they lower the rate?
Paid
How long does it
Blazers.
take them to
on
get
the alt
rate back to
account.
something
If
sensible?
you want to see the full
Elon,
pick.
that point you made earlier about the raising
That
the
shirt's
higher
kinda
rates,
fire.
obviously making cars effectively more expensive. I agree with that. Obviously, it's a pretty basic notion, but I'm just curious, and we've talked.
Yeah, I
about
got
this
the
before, and I
slippies
know
on,
Gary has
whatever.
mentioned this before. What's your view on Tesla's path to the $30,000 vehicle or the next vehicle? I know you said that you guys had kind of tabled that last time you spoke about it. Have you guys brought that back up? Is it something you're considering again now, especially in this environment? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is like
He's
not
like,
the
I
forum
don't know.
to make product announcements, but
He's got
you
no
know,
clue.
we're obviously want to make more affordable cars. So, and the Tesla product pipeline is awesome. I think Tesla's got the most exciting product roadmap of any company on earth by far.
He's like, maybe depends on how I'm feeling on Monday. I feel like every decision he makes it like publicly on Twitter, and his team at Tesla is just like, oh shit, we got to do that now. That's crazy.
So that's and the proof will be in the pudding. So.
Hey, Elon, can I ask? I'm just connecting some of the previous points together. I'm a 10-year owner of Tesla and 10-year investor as well.
Nobody cares.
Just connecting some of the previous points together. When I
Or
looked
maybe
at
he does, I
the
don't know.
08, 09 inflation recession,
care.
in 07 in U.S. auto sales were at 16.5 million cars. 08 it went down to 13.1, and then 09 it went down to 10.4.
Jeff
So if you go
Lutz.
from 07 to 09, there was like a 36% drawdown in U.S. I'm just looking at U.S. auto sales. And then you look at
Curry chicken time, boys.
what Tesla is projected to do this year in the U.S. in terms of
I'd go for
EV
curry chicken.
as a percent of auto. It's going to grow 50% this year, go from 4.7% penetration of total auto to 7%, which is like a 50% jump in the U.S. And it's going to do about a 100% jump in China year over year. So these are unbelievable growth numbers of EV as a percent of auto. And the thing I don't think we've layered in is that
It says
Tesla has
EV.
increased prices, even with
The
this
Pokemon.
inventory reduction the last couple of days. Like the Model Y, I think is still $19,000 higher than it was in the early part of Q4 2021. So long story short, if you overlay like Tesla's EV adoption growth.
He's
and
always
like,
eating.
what
You gotta
happened in the
bulk.
last recession,
You gotta
which
be
was
bulking.
pretty gnarly. It feels like there's
The grind
fact
never
that
stops.
Prices have gone up so much, and commodities have come down so much over the last. I wouldn't say so much, but commodities are starting to come down. How do you feel Tesla's positioned with all those factors in mind?
I think Tesla's positioned better than any other car company by far. And like I said, the fact that the vehicle is capable of autonomy with a software update is gigantic. It's a gigantic thing. No one else has that. So
yeah, totally. It's definitely working too, and
we
doesn't
also,
kill
are
people.
starting from a position where our gross margins are.
When will people recognize it's a
higher
fucking
than anyone
scheme,
else,
dude?
Which gives us more room to lower them and maintain or increase
It's
them.
literally a fucking scheme, so that they are valued as a tech company and
Now,
not
does
a
that mean
car
that the
company. That's
profits are
it.
pretty picture in like a 2009 style recession? Of course not.
This
It's-
would be an
that's not
infinitely
physically
better
possible.
Twitter space
And there's
if
no-
Elon
there's
Ma
no-
joined it.
There's
No.
no human on earth or me or anyone else who could change that.
Hey, Elon. I'm an emerging markets guy in Africa.
Yeah, I want to jump in here quickly. I appreciate it. Elon, I want to throw you out there a quick question, and then I'll throw it over to Gav, and then I want to hear Gary if he has any thoughts. But Elon, we're on Twitter Spaces right now. Is Twitter Spaces something that's kind of core to you and Twitter and the long term of it? Is it important to you?
Twitter Spaces seems to be, Twitter Spaces, I think is a great forum.
I agree.
For...
What a stupid question. That's such a weird question. He's like, do you like Twitter Spaces? He's going to be like, yeah. That's it.
The public in general, and I think it's quite useful to get the message out.
Not a stupid question,
obviously.
But
Bro, that's the type of question you ask when you like have nothing else.
Right. That's what I mean. Like
You know what I mean?
it's not taking the
You have, like,
conversation
nothing
anywhere.
good to ask, so you just want to ask like
think
anything
Twitter at its
at
best.
all to have your voice be heard.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He's like, I want to talk to Elon. He's like, I like Twitter Spaces. Do you like it too? And he's like, yeah, I like it. And then he's like, oh my God, we like something. We like the same thing. We both like Twitter Spaces. Oh!
Echo.
All right, can I stir up some drama here? Because
Let's
we've got
go.
Ross Gerber and
Yo, the Tesla boys stirring up drama. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Roman. Ross has been saying Elon's doing a shitty job.
Oh,
He's
shit.
not there.
Oh,
He
shit.
wants to run for the board of
Spicy.
directors. Ross, would you like to confront Elon right now while we're
Yes.
in space?
Yeah.
For the audience's
First of all,
entertainment.
That's not what I've been saying at all.
Oh, stop. Stop dick riding, bro. He's like, whoa. Like, say it to his face, dog. What are you backing up now for, Ross Gerber? Come on, brother. Ross Gerber. He's like, whoa. I didn't say anything like that. He retweeted this? What? Oh, the Pelosi thing was crazy, dude. He literally retweeted Elon saying, I did.
One of the biggest fans of Elon of anybody here, and I'm super grateful for the effort and success that he's put into making Tesla successful and SpaceX. And all I want to know is what's going on. And that's all I've asked from the Tesla board too, is like, I just want to back at Tesla. I just miss you, Elon. Like,
Oh
I
my
love
God,
Twitter, and I
bro.
love what
This
you're
is
doing with
fucking
Twitter,
nasty,
and
dog.
I support it 100%. And I've invested in it.
Bro, they're smoking on poles in here, dude. What the fuck? The entire forest
Yo,
is on
actually-
fire with how much dick they're
We
smoking.
just want to know, like, what's the next move? Like,
We
how
can't
long
even
is this gonna
fucking
be?
do.
Like, how much more stock are you going to
This
sell?
is
These
just
are basic
pornography.
questions that I think are fair to ask.
Yeah, I'm not selling any stock for I don't know.
It's so gross.
Quote a minimum 18 to 24
This
months.
is pornography.
So you can count on me like no stock sales till probably, I don't know, 2025 or something. I basically, you know, was like, you know, I needed to sort of sell some stock just to make sure.
Please,
like,
Elon.
like,
Elon Musk, please come back. We miss you. We miss you. We were waiting for you, Elon. It's actually crazy. But that's how these guys are, though. And then they'll tweet like something they think is spicy. They'll be like, you know, he really could have done his autopilot better. And then they're like, oh, what did you say about that? He's like, nothing. I didn't say anything. I was seeing on this Twitter space. It was great. It's a great space.
Out or dry that, you know.
I just wish there was, you know what I mean, ProFat? Like, I wish there was more pushback. Like, there's no pushback. They're just, like, going in circles because they all want to just, like, lift Elon up. But that doesn't make for interesting conversation. It's kind of like what Fintwit is all about, though. Like, at the end of the day, Fintwit just wants to build a following and sell something. Like, Fintwit is strictly exists to market, in my opinion. I honestly think that. And they're just using Elon Musk to basically get clout. And they're just like, there's no pushback. There's no interesting conversation. Like, I want to hear, like, Ross say, like, you know, some dramatic stuff. So they have, like, an actual interesting conversation, a little bit of back and forth. But you just aren't getting that. Like, he's diving into some stuff, but nothing really new or interesting.
Worst case scenario.
Totally.
Yeah.
I
and
get
so
all
that's
that.
really it. Yeah.
But I want to buy.
But I'm not selling any. Yeah.
It's like I just don't want to get whacked the next
Bro,
day.
I thought,
You know what I mean?
like, many of you probably
Yeah,
thought
fair
when
enough.
you watched Aiden Ross and
So
Andrew
I
Tate
still
together,
have my commitment
that was the gayest thing you could have ever experienced. Some of you foolishly probably think sucking a penis is going to be the gay thing, okay? There is no harder dick riding than this, okay? No one has ever rode the dick harder than this.
I'm somewhat paranoid, having gone through two really intense receptions.
I totally understand.
That's fucked up, but
No shot.
Yeah, I'm like,
Great news.
This makes
Thanks for
what
making
Aiden
that
Ross.
statement.
This makes
Can you
Aiden Ross
just
like a
answer
contentious
my other
interviewer.
question? Like, as far as
Okay,
what you're
this
thinking of
makes
the
Aiden Ross and
timeline,
Andrew Tate
as
talking to
far
one
as,
another
like, when you're
look
gonna be
like
back
a
in
debate.
Austin.
yeah, I mean, I was back in Austin just last week, but you know, Tesla's still primarily in the Bay Area, and I'm in the Bay Area.
Right,
I hadn't like literally, there's not a single important like Tesla meeting that I've missed this entire time. So it's not like, you know,
there's still another
I'm totally
40
missing in
minutes
action.
of this.
That's just
crazy.
that's just not the case.
I agree,
like,
but maybe it's the optics
yeah.
a little bit. That's kind of where I'm coming from. It's like
Sure.
it's like an.
I'm glad
optics
that Ross
thing,
is
and
trying to
like,
push back.
And
though.
like a lot of things you're doing on Twitter, I'm like super like it needed to be done. Like, you know how
What
I
are you
feel
talking
about the
about?
people who were running Twitter before, and I think you're doing a great job.
It's
with the product,
super
not
needed to be done,
mention
dude.
too,
You're killing
although
it.
It's not an easy task by any means. But I just think the perception is like, oh, he's doing this now and he's not doing that, and maybe the media is doing that, but it's just something you should be aware of, and that perception is a reality to a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter is obviously like mega catnip. If you cross catnip with crack, that's what Twitter is. A catnip crack. So like any tiny little thing of Twitter is like front page news.
Does he have a gun to their head?
You know,
like, what's happening right
it's
now?
like it's like you know, we have like some.
This guy was literally fucking ripping him, like, aggressively. This is literally the difference. Like, Twitter fingers turned, trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers is like the opposite. Like, in space. When he's like typing shit out, he's like a fucking, you know, he's coming after his ass. But in the spaces, he's like, Elon, I love you. Your cock, it's so fucking, I'm famished. Please, serve me.
I can't think of anything. Right. So, and there was not a single important meeting that I missed. It's, we're making great progress on future product development. And it's really just like, I think, you know, there's going to be some macro drama that's higher than people currently think, or higher than most people think. And it's hard to predict exactly. Economic prognostication is fraught with difficulty. But if we do have another 2009 situation, that's the stock prices of everything is going to be lower, and then I think it's arguable that stock prices of anything that's bought with debt will like not a staple, like it's sort of it's like buying sort of food at the grocery store, people will still buy that, but things that are bought with debt, like basically housing and cars are going to be the two biggest,
Right.
Are really going to just get disproportionately impacted. But then it's sort of but if you say, like, that's why I was trying to emphasize, like, but from a long-term standpoint, like, there's a natural economic cycle that happens, and frankly, we're overdue for a recession. It's like shocking that we haven't had like a serious recession since, recession in any meaningful sense of the word, since 2009. That's like 13 years. Like, wow. So this is like
love the system,
economic
by the
cycle
way.
is just the way the economy works. Like,
Very
you have
cool.
up and down cycles, and it's just the way things go. So we're somewhat overdue for that. I mean, I was talking to Brett Johnson, who's the CFO of SpaceX, and he was telling me about
defending the
when he was
system.
at Broadcom in 2000. And Broadcom was Broadcom's a good company making good products. It's not like Pets.com. So and I was like, yeah, it's pretty wild how when there's when there's panic in the stock market, like how much even high quality company stocks can drop. And he was like, yeah, when he was at Broadcom, the stock dropped 97%. I was like, wow, that's a lot. That subsequently recovered to, I think, above its previous all-time high. But when there's extreme panic in the markets, like, things can go to like ridiculous levels. I'm not saying that they will, but this is a thing that has happened in the past. That's why I've been very much encouraging people to avoid buying stock on margin, and just avoid margin debt, because you just don't know if there's going to be some panicky situation in the stock market.
Well, we got the panicky situation in the stock market before we got the recession, it seems. But it seems like the market is clearly pricing in what you're talking about, and I don't disagree with your viewpoint on Jerome Powell, and I would love to get him on a Twitter Spaces, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I also think that Tesla has a certain level of recession proofness, because buying a Tesla does cut your cost of living from an ICE vehicle. And I also think, and maybe you can confirm this, that your margins are probably...
He's trying to sell it so hard. Please buy Teslas. Please don't forget to buy a Tesla. Please.
Prices are decreasing, which can allow Tesla to lower prices to continue to sell more cars without hurting margins.
So
yeah, good thing Elon.
I think Tesla.
Good thing Elon is avoiding margin debt.
What I think is an upcoming economic storm.
Oh no.
Maybe better than any company.
For sure.
But apart from like I said, if a company's like making like bread or something, they'll probably be they're like relatively recession proof. But compared to any company making large complex manufactured objects that are bought with debt, Tesla, I think, will do relatively better than anyone. But that doesn't. It's sort of like if you're a ship in the storm, even if you have a really great ship, you're still going to get bashed by the storm. So
yeah.
And there is, with respect to cost structure, somewhat of a lag effect, where the supply chain takes there's latency in the supply chain. So the supply chain I
love this analogy because, like, Tesla is literally not a ship, even though it is a ship, but it can't fucking sail, and it's inconsistent in sailing. But everyone calls it a plane, and they think one day it's going to fly. So they're just like hoping that one day it will fly. So they just keep fucking pumping money into the ship.
Refining and processing in the last few months. What's been your, I guess, anecdotal view from Tesla's perspective into the end of this year on battery metals prices, and do you have a view on battery metals prices for next year as well, and any kind of commentary on how that's affected you, or any kind of strategy that Tesla's implementing to stay ahead of the battery metal pricing curve, if you will?
Yeah. So, again, I keep emphasizing like all these things need to be taken with a grain of salt, because I don't have like some.
Of course, yeah, I understand we're asking you to speculate.
Yeah, it's like if I had a perfect crystal ball, that'd be great, but I don't. The price of battery grade lithium is obviously insane, and it's constrained primarily at the lithium refining level, much more so than at the mining level. And that's why Tesla's building a lithium refinery in Corpus Christi. So is really to get out away from that choke point of, or diminish the lithium refining choke point. Like lithium is extremely common. It's everywhere, basically. It's not like oil. Like oil is much more localized and rarer than lithium. Lithium is basically everywhere.
Elon, on that facility you guys are looking to erect in Corpus, I've done a lot of work on lithium refining and processing, and I mean, typically those facilities, even with optimal CapEx, are taking a minimum of 7 years to get to maximum. So, are you guys looking at a shorter timeline? Have you guys kind of broken that mold?
Yeah, I mean, 7 years is insane. We're at least, maybe we're deluded, but we're aiming to be have meaningful volume out of that refinery in like 2 years.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's wildly impressive. And then you guys, I'm sure you guys will make way on that. And is that the only project you guys have?
Yeah, it's impressive because it's probably not real. Okay.
Yeah, they can't, bro. How long has it been since the Cybertruck was announced? I'm still waiting for my Cybertruck, dog. I want that truck, but I can't get it. I don't even know if they're actually making it. He said again recently that they are. But I mean, how many times has he said that? I ordered my Cybertruck 3 years ago. I think it was supposed to be built. When was the first release date for the Cybertruck? Like, when was it supposed to be on the road in production being sold? Like, I think it was like 2 years ago. And they said, oh, it's being pushed back. It's being pushed back. It's being pushed back. So I don't know. It's kind of funny for him to talk about like cutting time down because he's taking forever to do stuff that he's already announced. I don't know. I don't buy that though. I don't buy what he's saying.
Elon lies all the time.
Well,
I mean, I don't even know anything about lithium mining or refining, but I know that Elon lies all the time.
That's pretty obvious because it's like there's a giant building on the other side of the Giga Texas factory. That giant building is the cathode refinery that we've been building. So,
Awesome.
And that's obviously for nickel-based cathodes. So we're like, I think, taking the steps that are necessary to enable, very high volume
Musk,
output of vehicles, electric vehicles, and stationary battery packs, and to reduce our dependence on the supply chain. So I think we're making the smart strategic moves here.
It's pretty funny that he said we're building a giant building. So of course we couldn't be lying.
Total automotive demand, or especially electric vehicle demand next year, especially in China, where they make the most number of EVs. I think we probably see some.
Like he just said, I built a giant building. Clearly, I couldn't be fucking lying, dude, to you about how easily we can refine lithium.
Elon, you
3.5 times faster than the current fucking pace.
When it comes to cars and autos and homes, the same applies to companies, right? If you think about Charter, for example.
I mean, I don't believe that like Stock Talk with Weekly is an expert in lithium refining, okay? I don't believe that either. Especially because of how quickly he buckled and turned around and said,
"What's up, dog?"
First of all, he said lithium is everywhere, which if that was the case, then he wouldn't want to fucking do a coup in Bolivia.
Well,
what is that? I don't know what that is.
We're actually, I'd say,
no one even thought about that as like a big problem.
Pretty close to the fastest rate that we can spend capital and not be wasteful. So we're not like saying, let's like not spend money on important long-term projects. Like I just mentioned, like the lithium refinery and the cathode refinery, which are important for long-term, high growth. So we are making these investments, and we.
Lithium being everywhere is completely unimportant to the subject matter. It needs to be everywhere in high concentrations for you to be able to adequately mine it. Clearly, just because lithium is everywhere doesn't mean you can mine it everywhere. What the fuck are we having a conversation about? Holy shit, I don't even know enough about fucking lithium batteries, but I still understand that concept. What the fuck? It's literally like, dude, what do you mean every metal's everywhere? Oh yeah? Really? Okay.
But like I think the smart move is to take we're coming into this like recession, I think, in a very strong position. Like we don't have any debt. We've got on the order of $20 billion of cash and cash equivalents, and that's a pretty great position to be going.
Yeah, he said lithium is everywhere, bro. Your phone has lithium.
But I think we want to make sure that, like, let's just see like how stormy are these waters. And are we talking about a mild recession, moderate recession, severe recession? We don't know yet. So I think it's not like we just want to keep our powder dry and see what kind of economic environment are we going to see in 2023. The board is very open to doing a buyback, but I think it's like we just want to.
Riz and Scotty Boy, they give me the 5 get the subs.
And then
must be nice.
Discover that the recession is like, I don't know, for argument's sake, worse than 2009. And I'm like, that was foolish to have, used up cash reserves for a buyback in the face of a severe recession. So we just need to kind of see what is the nature of the recession, and if it's looking like, hey, we're doing okay from a cash standpoint, and the stock price is like absurdly low, then at least my vote on the board would be to sort of do a buyback. But that's that's subject to the rest of the board's opinion as well. But my vote would be to do a buyback if once we are able to properly calibrate the scale of the recession. And just make sure that Tesla is healthy, and we're not, spending cash reserves and putting the company at risk. That would be my concern.
On the
people like
Twitter
who love
Tesla. Yeah,
sorry,
you want to go first? I'm popping after you.
Yeah, I mean, for people like me who love Tesla and love the products, it's just I'm really glad that Tesla got profitable when it did, because if it had to go through this storm when it was sort of where it was in 2018 or 2019, I mean, it might not have made it through it.
Yeah.
So it's,
100%.
really to tremendous credit of the management that we've gotten to this place where we're profitable and we don't have to worry about Tesla going under with this storm. You have the startups like Rivian and Lucid who are just burning cash like crazy.
Not the competition.
Yeah.
Terrible situation for them. The legacy automakers, they're not in a great situation.
Correct.
Tesla's launching FSD beta.
Dude, don't talk about Lucid, okay? Do you know what just happened? I'm joking. This interview was a month ago, but this was crazy. Lucid went beast mode.
Doing pretty well overall. They're in a better position than pretty much any of their peers. And that's, I think, a huge credit to you and the rest of the Tesla team.
Oh, shit. That guy follows us on?
Tesla team is
he follows
ass,
17,000 people.
Like, honestly,
it's kind of cool that Elon has like made orbiters around him into this like ecosystem that is thriving on its own, where like pretty much he can have a conversation like this, and like most of the people, including this guy who apparently follows me, are just like omega dick riders. You know what I mean? Like he just can go around and talk to like his own media. There's so much like Teslarati and all these like EV media bloggers that aren't even like real media or anything like that, and just basically cover everything about Tesla in a positive way, almost, and not dissimilar, very similar actually, to the way that like
there's nearly 2 million orders for shipped. sorry, I read that wrong. There's nearly 2 million orders for the Cybertruck as of now, with possibility of 10,000 being shipped this year. Tesla should be ramping up production in Q4 for their early 2024 delivery. I hope so, because I need a new car. Plus, I really want to see that thing on the road. The Cybertruck. I think it's going to look hilarious. I am very excited for that. I just hope it gets made. Did you see the Audi version of it? I forget what it's called, but Audi is trying to like beat Cybertruck now. Hang on. Check this out. Oh, let me adjust. Look at this. It's the Audi Cybertruck. It's real. It's real. This thing. Hell yeah, dude. If Tesla takes too long, I'm going to be buying this instead. I think it's just a concept, though. But it looks awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Wait, it's a pickup truck? I think this thing looks sick. The inside is cool, too. Hang on. Yeah, it looks like this. That's a terrible picture. Like this. Yeah, it looks like that. Isn't that sweet? It looks like something James Bond would drive, right? I think this thing's badass. The cup holders are actually the size of a real life cup, which is nice. In my Audi, they're not. One is, and the other one is too small. I don't know what it's for. Maybe an espresso cup or something. So I don't know what Audi was thinking in 2011. But this thing looks awesome. Yeah, here's the Cybertruck, and here's the Audi truck. Or Audi, I guess. I was corrected the other day. I guess it's Audi. Oh, shit. Is this the back? Yo, that's kind of cool. Oh, fuck. Dude, this is actually sick. What? Because actually, it looks like an SUV. Bro, that's fucked up. I actually want this. Yo, here it is with a bike. That's kind of sick. I feel like this thing would get annoying, though. This part that kind of goes on top. That's pretty sick, though. I do actually like that a lot. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope. It's probably going to be like 5 times the price, though, of the Cybertruck. Right? Just because of the 4 rings on the front of this thing. But it looks actually sick. I would buy this. If it's a reasonable price. It won't be, though. It's going to be like how much is the Audi e-tron? Like, it's really expensive, right? I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. Oh, which one of these is probably cheaper? Neither. Yeah, this thing's going to be so expensive. Build and price. I just want to know what it starts at. Yeah, here you go. $138,000, which is Canadian, so it's going to be cheaper for you guys in the States. It'll be like, I don't know, 115 or 120. No, probably closer to 115, 110, actually. But yeah. And like that's for this.
Andrew Tate has Hustlers University, a multi-level marketing scheme. And all of his fucking followers are like making these massive TikToks, right? And part of the reality is, just like the fucking Elon Musk multi-level marketing scheme, the more you glaze up Elon, the more you have a financial incentive to glaze up Elon.
Glaze him, baby.
Because your stock prices increase.
Fuck yeah.
So it is a very unique situation where Elon Musk is like taken stan culture, government subsidies, mashed them together, and, you know, a cult of personality, and is utilizing a multi-level marketing scheme almost, or similar to a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah, not quite.
Process to continue fucking blowing up.
Happened that this could be a real synergy for Tesla, right? Who notoriously doesn't spend money on
It's
marketing,
Greg.
and now has
Yo, it's
access to
Greg.
this incredible community. But of course, there's been work that has to go into Twitter. There's been a lot of restructuring there. Are there active synergies that you see, or ways that you see these crossing over in the coming months or years to really supplement each other?
Well, I mean, Twitter. I and Tesla have long used Twitter, frankly, for free to advertise Tesla.
For free.
So like my account and the Tesla account have been incredibly effective in building awareness of Tesla.
Oh no. Why hate on Elon? Like, it's one thing to criticize, but he's clearly got some flaws because of how his brain works. But that's what makes him so innovative too. This guy's like, name one thing he innovated, and then he replied and said, "Are you on drugs?" So I'm curious to see Hassan's take on this. I have my own, but we'll see what Hassan says.
And actually driving demand. I think there probably
maybe
are some synergies there, where Twitter can be helpful, perhaps even more helpful.
I like that he said he used to use Twitter for free.
I laughed at that too.
It certainly has, yeah. So,
hey Elon, is there a way to connect our Tesla profiles to our Twitter profiles and get it in the car?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're so horny, bro. He didn't innovate anything, is my guess. Yeah, probably. He's talked about it before. I haven't. I don't remember exactly what his take on it is. For me personally, like, I'm not trying to hate on him, but I'm gonna rip on him because he contradicts himself all the time and he falls flat a lot. But I mean, I guess we all do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could.
Yeah, I think Twitter should be like the social graph of Tesla. Like, I want to go in my nav system and say, okay, I want to meet up with Ross. So, like, navigate us to this restaurant. We can see each other's location, that kind of thing.
And I can see all the other Tesla owners driving around me that want their visibility shared.
Bro, that sounds awful!
Through Twitter.
It does actually
that's
sound
live
awful.
doxing, real-time location analyzer, Andy!
That actually legitimately does not sound good. I do not want that. Doesn't Waze already do that? But it doesn't link to Twitter though. But Waze kind of has your rough like estimated location and it puts it on the map, right? It's like your little icon. So Waze is kind of doing that, but I do not want that. I don't need that. You know who else doesn't want that? Cheating husbands. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the cheating husbands in chat. Hassan's looking out for you on this one. You can make your name like a different language. That's kind of cool.
Twitter app on
share location. Screw. Yeah, exactly, bro. It sounds fucking terrible. I don't want that shit. But to be fair, we get it with Trudeau anyways. Yeah, I mean, what does Trudeau even do?
Now that's fucking harmful. That's like actually harmful privacy breach.
Supercharging. I was just supercharging actually like a half an hour ago.
Actually, bro, he's so horny. He's like, actually, I'm supercharging like right now.
Motherfucker, that's assassination coordinates right
Tesla's
there.
the biggest source of your wealth.
Be
when
a clown,
it comes
exactly.
to Twitter, I mean, these ideas are all great. These ideas are great. It doesn't make sense to have someone like, David Sachs come in and help you manage Twitter. And are there like 3 candidates that you think would be really interesting to support you so that
also, I don't know if you guys know this, but do you know how long it takes to supercharge your Tesla? I didn't know it was this long, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Why is Hassan trending? Like it's like $5 to go from empty to full, like roughly like $5 to $6, I think US, but it takes like 45 minutes. I didn't realize that. So you better be charging that thing at night because you will be hella late to work. I had no idea that it took that long. I thought it was faster, to be honest. That's kind of crazy because you can fill up with gas in like 2 seconds, right? But I mean, I'm sure the technology's coming, but that should be something he works on, right? Like supercharging and it takes like 10 minutes. 45 minutes is insane, bro. You could like listen to an entire podcast.
this recession, the focus can be more on Tesla?
You have to charge it at night.
Let me be clear. Like, focus will absolutely be. I mean, Tesla just fundamentally is a far more complex beast than Twitter. So the things that are necessary to operate Twitter are just it's far fewer. It's a subset of Tesla complexity. Obviously, like Twitter is like.
Yeah, that's a good point too, RT. Hopefully, businesses have more charging stations for employees. That's actually one thing that my work is doing. But I work for a municipality. I work for City of Toronto, but they actually are putting in charging stations in our parking lot. Actually, they already built them. They're there. The one thing I don't know though is if I don't know if I'm allowed to use them. Like, they're there, but I don't know if I'm allowed to actually use it, to be honest. Yeah, but to get it to 10 minutes, you have to think of the power required. Might cause more maintenance issues. Yeah, like that's, you know what that reminds me of, Husky, is like when you're charging your iPhone, right? And you, like, you know the two size blocks? Like, I heard with your iPhone, you want to use the smaller block because it feeds the electricity slower, and it can fuck up your battery if you use the larger one because it feeds the electricity too quickly or something. You're supposed to use that for, like, the iPads and stuff, but those larger blocks aren't good for the iPhone. So I imagine it's something like that. Like, it might screw up your battery if, like, maybe they can get it charged in 10 minutes, but it, like, takes your battery life down like 50%, you know what I mean? And you do not want to replace one of those batteries, bro. Or is it the battery? I think the battery's expensive. I think the motor is way more expensive, and maybe it fucks up the motor. I don't know.
It's got, it's servers and software and phone apps and stuff.
I think it was the batteries that are like 30 grand, right? I'm pretty sure. What do I know though? I'm obviously with my. You have a Ram 1500 and you drive in City Toronto? That's crazy, dog. Where do you park? I had a Ram 1500 living in Toronto, and I fucked it up. Actually, I have it right here. We were looking at it on stream. I had this truck. It was fucking awesome. But I fucked it up right here on the quarter panel. I was pulling out of a parking spot in a really tight garage, and this guy was like rushing me, like honking at me, so I wasn't paying attention. I was fine before that, but he was rushing me, and I'm a nice guy, so I tried to get out of his way, and I fucked up the quarter panel of my truck. I was so mad. But then I sold it anyway, so.
It's a scale.
I gotta pee, one sec.
It is obviously it's the complexity is more than an order of magnitude lower than Tesla, so my attention will be primarily on Tesla, and I think I can still, improve the Twitter product because I use it a lot. So, in terms of guiding the product to become better and better, that's like kind of a natural thing since I have been using Twitter actively for since 2009. It's basically not that hard to know what things need to improve and then give that direction to the team and have it, get it done. So, yeah, it's I'm not trivializing Twitter, but it's just objectively it's like about maybe 10% of the complexity of Tesla. So.
Music to our ears. A lot of investors are so happy to hear you say that, and I think it helps you coming on this space and talking to people.
Elon, I just want to ask you briefly about Tesla
Super appreciate
and the launch of Tesla electricity in Texas. I'm a
I don't go to Toronto anymore. Whenever I go for date nights with the wifey, I just take the GO train. Oh, you don't live in Toronto anymore? You don't have to tell me where you live, but I'm curious. Like, where did you move to from Toronto? I was thinking about leaving Toronto too, but I don't know. I kind of like where I'm at. You went to Guelph? Bro, I love Guelph, actually. Like, legitimately, Guelph is my favorite. People need to get off Elon's back. Let him do what he's good at. To me, Elon will always be a genius. Yeah, but he fucked up, though, man. Like, Elon went too fucking crazy. Like, he should have just stayed, like, he should have just been a regular CEO, stayed behind the scenes and just kept doing his shit. But instead, he had to, like, he went off the fucking wall. Now, like so many people dislike him now. It's crazy. Like, more than ever. But he did it to himself. Like, he did all this crazy shit.
Texas resident as well. So, I think that's a pretty exciting additional vertical maybe for Tesla from the utility perspective, if you just want to comment briefly on Tesla electricity and that starting up, and
I've seen a lot of Tesla Elon dick riding in my day. Used to be one of these Tesla super fan types, and I've never heard anything this fucking insane, legendary bootlicking.
Sure. Well,
it's because they're not only stands.
They're
stands with a financial incentive. It's the most dangerous type of stand-up. Okay? Meanwhile, my fucking stands, who have a financial incentive, constantly fucking cancel me. How the fuck is that working for me? I hate it. You guys need to be more like Elon stands, motherfucker. What the fuck is this? The Hasanabi Clips Industrial Complex literally works in the exact opposite way that the Elon Musk complex works.
And I'd say like the demand.
Y'all fucking suck!
Large stationary battery packs, especially at the utility level, but also at the consumer level with Powerwall, is like quasi infinite. Like meaning like it's assuming the economics are compelling to utilities for and so like as long as like say a Tesla battery pack is cheaper all things considered than say a natural gas peaker plant, the demand is like
what the fuck
gigantic.
Is that?
And nobody's valuing that, are they? They're putting a value of 0 on it.
I haven't gotten a haircut yet.
I wouldn't put a value of 0 on it. It is like, I mean, I've said before, like
Hasanabi Enterprise, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. That's what I'm talking about.
1,000 plus gigawatt hours a year of battery packs, combined stationary and
stock stand account example,
and if not 2,000. So, it's big numbers. That's the point. Like
So hate Bozo, thank you for the 5 gifted.
To do this, like,
Timothy Champagne, thank you for the 5 gifted. I didn't mean like stands give me fucking subs. I just meant like defend me on Twitter, like Elon Musk's Glazers do.
Dollars. You need to think of things in terms of tonnage, like what tonnage of.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He like that's what I'm talking about. Like he needs to stay in his fucking lane. You know what I mean? Like just it's fine to be outspoken and shit, but like he's gotten too fucking spicy, bro. He's spicy as shit now. He's like a fucking habanero. He used to be a bell pepper. He used to be sweet. Now he's fucking spicy as hell. You can't eat, you gotta take him in small doses. You can't just dump the whole pepper in. All right, it's way too spicy. I love the spice. The internet can't handle the spice. It's too hot.
Like the fundamental rate limiter.
We're almost done here.
For humanity becoming self-sustaining from an energy standpoint.
And then we're gonna watch some MILF Manor in a second.
How many gigawatt hours per year of battery pack can you make? That fundamentally sets the rate at which humanity can transition to sustainable.
I'm almost Elon'd out for the day.
How many batteries can you make per year?
I had to listen to this because I missed it when it actually took place.
In storage terms, how many thousands of gigawatt hours per year can humanity make? That's the faster that ramps, the faster one can get to a sustainable future. And our rough back of the envelope for transitioning civilization to a fully sustainable energy economy is around.
Did you watch it yesterday?
Is he A-worded?
I haven't seen it yet.
Bro, you can say autistic, dude. What the fuck? A-worded makes it sound so much worse.
Come up with different numbers, but it's not.
My man said, is he A-worded? You made it so much worse by saying that.
This is what happens when you're too liberal.
And yes, the answer is he is autistic. Or faking like Elizabeth Holmes, please. Bro, he literally turned autism into a slur.
I think there's a way I can download it, Jess, but I'm not sure how to. He only gives you a minute of the show. He does it like a nice breakdown, I guess. I got to support my fellow Canadian content creators, though. We'll check it out after this. I don't know how to show it. Like, I bought it, and I can watch it, but I can't, like, it literally blacks it out when I try to put it on screen. I don't know why. So I tried to look into downloading it, and I might figure that out after stream today so we can watch it tomorrow, maybe. But we'll see. I got to figure it out if I can actually do it.
Oh, that's crazy.
25 plus years now, so been through the thick and thin in the valley. So certainly it looks like we are heading to a tech jobs recession, if nothing else, and probably a white collar jobs recession, and certainly a significant pullback in tech.
Not anymore, baby.
That data is going to,
not
cause
anymore
further contagion from top down at the highest income levels. And is the Fed going to see that and take that into account? Because clearly the overall jobs market is
that's kind of funny. A-worded. I can't get over this.
At the higher level.
What am I wearing? Good question.
Sorry, you blanked out there for a second. Can you repeat the question?
A fire fit.
Sorry about that. So I was just saying, to your earlier point about the Fed being behind the curve. We're not seeing, real jobs problem at the highest level within tech. The high-paying jobs are being lost at a furious pace. But
honestly, it's pretty fucking crazy that Elon Musk can just like sit in this Twitter space and single-handedly uplift the Tesla stock. It goes to show you that this entire thing is just fucking bullshit, okay? There's no fundamentals. There's nothing. He could just be like, I'm not interested. One, he says we're going to do stock buybacks.
My
I have the opportunity to do so.
And at Hassan saying there's no fundamentals. I can already hear you guys typing.
Two, he said, I'm not selling any more Tesla, which is a fucking lie, by the way, okay? It's all vibes, baby. And it's hilarious, especially because, like...
What's up, hacks?
Especially because, like, one, he's lying. And two, most normal humans would have been like, oh, well, if he's the key man, then this shit sucks because he's a fucking idiot.
But they've got a lot of latency. And so then they're just making decisions with data that's really stale. And not reflective of the current situation. That just means their reaction will be delayed. So they're raising rates more than they should, and then they'll probably take...
What do you mean, dude? I don't understand. I see nothing wrong with this.
That's based on past track record.
I see nothing wrong with this,
That
sir.
makes perfect sense with structural unemployment. I mean, there are a million jobs without open immigration that we can't just make out of, we can't fill out of thin air. So I tend to agree with you that this tightening could last longer. And Musk, you're not the only one. I mean, they're the top hedge fund managers in the world. I mean, Tepper was on TV this morning. I've never seen the guy this depressed in the last 20 years. Wow. So,
bro, this is how it is. This is literally how it is. Like, he just fucking,
hey, QE1.
I'm up 3.5% since you started listening. Yeah, I mean, look, if everyone is fucking stupid, there's not really much you can do about it, right? Like, ultimately, this is part of the reason why. It's like very difficult to predict where the economy will go. It's difficult to predict the market because people are kind of stupid. So,
it's a good
no
point.
way a Twitch streamer just called the man who started SpaceX and Tesla an idiot. Well, I mean, you are precisely who I'm talking about when I say people are so stupid that, like, just not very good marketing was enough for you to think that Elon Musk started SpaceX and started Tesla when he simply bought Tesla and kicked off the co-founders, and SpaceX was basically fucking NASA. Like, he didn't start shit.
Fintwit doesn't want to hear that, what he just said. Fintwit doesn't want to hear that. They're like, no, it's not true. This guy's Fintwit.
But, like, the reality is he's at least smart enough to dupe a lot.
It's like Luke Skywalker. It's like this. It's like this.
It's not true. That's impossible.
That's what it's like. I don't know why the auto is so shit, but
a lot of fucking normies into believing that. And he was able to do that for the most part I'm not a fan of Elon Lamau. He's made major mistakes. Okay, so what are you saying then? Because, hey, I might be a fucking Twitch streamer, okay? But I'm not 44 billion in the pocket right now. Because if I was, a lot of you would understandably go, oh, what a fucking idiot Hassan is. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean, dude? Also, I don't even say I'm smart. I'm a fucking idiot. The difference between me and Elon Musk is that, like, I recognize that I'm fucking stupid. He's got, like, insane amounts of Dunning-Kruger, I think, and a endless supply of glazers that are also financially tied to his product that will constantly guac 3,000 him anytime he feels fucking down, like this Twitter Spaces that we're watching.
Oh no, not our voice stock talk with the guac. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. That just kind of worked out.
That happened, and so I've tried to speak out about that. You know, it doesn't really go anywhere, but I do worry also as a shareholder about, you know, are we alienating certain people, not just extreme left people, but just
his chat just said Elon Musk started Twitter. Didn't you guys know that? Didn't you know, chat, that Elon Musk actually started Twitter? In 5 years, that's going to be the narrative for sure.
In the middle folks like myself that you know, it's just added in some politics and controversy that
oh, the host of the space is literally Tesla stock was just moved by something said in my spaces. There's never a day I thought I'd be able to say this. Yeah, exactly.
Really shit. Called out. Yo, we all know this dude. That's crazy.
Fucking good market, dude. Really normal market, really good market, really smart.
Like I said, still have our share.
So fucking smart, dude.
Still love driving our Teslas around, but I do.
Okay, I'm done with the fucking glazing, dude. I can't do this anymore. They're really fucking boring. And also, we're gonna be watching JCS. We're gonna be doing a duo Q JCS React alongside 100T Valkyrie.
Okay. Anyway, we're not gonna do that. But anyway, guys, I had to share that with you guys because it's crazy. And I never got to watch it. So I wanted to watch it with you. But we're not done yet. We're going to watch Cody Co react to MILF Manor. Because we reacted to the first one. So we got to do the second one. So we're going to watch that now.